Spacey Sims, and we are back with more London Detective Mysteria, and we finished Lupin's Destined to End? Yeah, that's what they're called. In the last part, and I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, look, I'm happy that it had a happy ending, but I still feel like they missed some points. I still feel like there's some loopholes that I just don't, that are questionable to me. It's literally just me. And maybe they'll be answered in this epilogue, I don't know. But, yeah. And I also looked back, and yeah, I mean, we've got all of the Keiichi CGs. We've got 4 left for Lupin, which might be in the epilogue. And maybe there were some that come in the ill-fated end. But we're missing some in Holmes and Watson still, and I'm just like, I don't know if I need to go back through and, like, use the guide to get there. But we've done all the other right answers. We've done all the possible answers, so I guess maybe I need to start at the beginning and kind of go through and choose other options and see if I can get the CGs, you know, so, like, we can see them, because I don't know where they are. Like, I mean, maybe, I mean, we still have, like, the Baker Street Boys ending or whatever to do, which is the canon ending, I think, so that's the one we'll do last. So maybe they're in that. So, I don't know, we'll see. But I swear, I feel like we've chosen all the possible options, so why are there random CGs that are missing? But we'll figure them out and we'll get them. So we're completionists. We do this. Anyway, so let's start Lupin's epilogue and see if this wraps up the loophole, like ties everything in a nice bow, or if we just have piles of loose string lying around. A notable incident was upon us several months after Lupin declared his love for me. I was surprised while sitting at my table eating a delectable breakfast of sautéed mushroom with eggs. Sounds like eggs with sautéed mushrooms would be, you know. You're certain it was the Whitley family's silverware? Quite. As someone bid a high price for them at an auction at the St. James area just yesterday. There were 12 spoons in total, each with a crest of House Whitley on it. If they're authentic, then they're a priceless memento of my parents. But everything that was in the mansion was supposed to have been lost in the fire. Silver is a soft metal that melts easily, too. I want to believe they're real, truly. They may have been pilfered whilst the fire was blazing. Still, even if that's the case, the bidder now has legal ownership of them. Yes, you're right. I'd just like to have a look at them. And what's weird is they're like, the House Whitley things. Yeah, I bought them. I bought your family's silverware. That seems rude. I'd be like, shouldn't you give them back to the people they clearly belong to? It's not like it's just random silverware and you're like, hey, that's mine. It's got your family crest on it. They know it's yours. It's not like... I shall see if I can persuade the man who won them then. His name is Earl Bryce. Please do. Is that not the guy that was in the picture? I don't know. I brought the mystery to Watson during class. What? How did one of your treasures find itself in an auction? See? What is this with the epilogue and Watson looking fucking like 25? Why? Did they draw these after? Do they have a different person draw Watson in these? It's freaking me out, guys. Like, everyone else looks the same, and he went from, like, chubby, adorable Disney Princess Watson to, like, Disney Prince. Where's my Disney Princess jellyfish hair? Bring him back. Also, get rid of the jellyfish hair, maybe. Because it's even more awkward now that you're super manly. It's weird. I don't know. I'm not complaining. He's still adorable, but I kind of miss the Bambi eyes. I really do. I kind of miss the Disney Princess jellyfish doe eyes. It worked for him. I don't know. We're not sure, but no matter how many times Pendleton has visited the Earl's mansion, he refused to show them to him. Well, that's unfortunate. They're a priceless memento for sure, so one would think he'd allow it. And the concept itself isn't at all unusual, of course. Nobles in dire straits are known to sell assets and heirlooms and such at auctions, so it's not uncommon for them to change hands. But those silver spoons were made in honor of my birth. I had new ones made when I returned to London since so few of our belongings were left, but it's not the same. If those are the ones my parents had made for me, I'd dearly like them back. Oh, God. Oh, God. He did come back as awkward Lupin, didn't he? Dreams have been met. Spacey might actually be really happy with this now. Ow! Heads turned at a sudden shriek. There was only one person in our class who would tumble to the ground with drama. Are you all right, Lupin? Ow, ow, ow. Oh, I'm all right. I'm all right. See, I didn't break my glasses. I'm so happy. I'm so happy right now. What? You can be gentleman thief by night, but you gotta be awkward nerd by day. I love it so much. Okay. Oh, I'm so happy. Capital. Hey, if your glasses are fine, then you're fine. Oh, nonsense. You commit a broken pair of spectacles, but man is made to be broken. For each injury attained is a lesson learnt. I have no idea what you're talking about, Akechi. Lupin's inclination for injury is certainly a special case, however. You ought to pay more attention. How many times is that counting just today? Well, just this morning, I fell over twice. Oh, wait, I fell over once, twice, actually. Hold on. You can't be using both hands to count. You tripped again, didn't you, Lupin? Did it hurt? Miss Whitley, a perfect timing. I have a message to pass along. Miss Cicely is looking for you. She mentioned that she has something to ask you about page 3 of your last report. I need to submit my own, so maybe we could see her together? All right, I don't mind. Shall we? I can't wait for the romance to happen between them, and then they're like, wait, why are they falling in love? That's so weird. And then like, oh, it'll be perfect. And she appears to be spending an awful lot of time with Lupin of late. Could she have a fondness for unreliable boys? He likely stimulates some instinct to protect. Yes, he does! That's exactly it! And I want to protect my poor, precious little bunny rabbit. He's sweet and precious and fluffy. That's exactly what it is. He's like a tiny baby bunny. You're like, I just want to just keep him safe. Keep him safe for the big bad world. And then at night he turns into a graceful falcon that's out there eating all the mice and like stealing shit and whatever. I don't know. Sorry. He likely stimulates some instinct to protect. She doesn't have any pets at home to mother, so why not the next best thing? I wish I'd finished reading that before I laughed so hard, because that's even better. Yes, it's 100% it right there. Oh, Holmes, you get me, you do. If she adopted him, I could see him making a mess of the home by breaking plates and knocking all the plants over. I certainly wouldn't want a dog so troublesome. He's a baby bunny, you stop it! He's probably, if he were a dog, he'd be a fucking chihuahua. Spacey is kind enough that you'd forgive him every time. She can never be mad with someone so harmless. Look at even Disney Princess Jellyfish Hair has a look on his face. He wants to fucking protect Lupin too. Harmless. That's a laugh. What does that mean? It's gonna be so fucking hard in his route doing his accent the whole time. I'm just telling you, it's gonna be hard. Like, forgive me now. I apologize now. Anyway. He ain't as simple a fool as you think. Shh! Shut up, Jack! We're not telling anyone you're a murderer! Really? Why did you tell such a lie? Oh. This is the CG I think I'm talking about. What lie? I peeked around the nearby vicinity and, once assured no one else was present, took my place opposite to him. The report I submitted was only 2 pages long. There was no 3rd page. And then why did you come with me when you knew I was lying? Well, would it be an arrogant thought of mine if I were to say you wanted the same thing as me? That you wanted to be alone with your love. He knew the truth before being asked, of course. That smile, that adoring, childish smile, told me precisely what I needed to know. Stop. Don't tease me, Lupin. You're enjoying this, aren't you? Hold on. Jesus effing Christ. Okay, never mind. It turned off. I just hate it with fucking harassment people call me. I love it. Lupin? Question mark? When you do the question mark, we know we're talking in the Lupin voice, not the Lupin voice. Forgive me, Spacey. Look how he's sitting. He's like, now I'm all cool. What's up? If anybody walked out now, they'd be like, the fuck happened to Lupin? Did he hit his head? I was so charmed by your appearance that I couldn't help myself. You will forgive me, won't you? I fucking Kind of love it. What will you do if I say I won't? I shall bring a bouquet of roses to your room every single night until you do. I don't need that many roses. A shame. Would you rather I gave you something else? Ah, I know. And the Whitley family's silverware in Earl Bryce's possession. What? His tone spoke of the matter flippantly, but his eyes communicated a knowing plan at their surface. I'm not gonna lie, I dig this. I dig the awkward Lupin who kind of like at moments like this is like serious and sexy and you're like, whoa, wait, what happened? Okay, I like it when you get the gentleman thief Lupin in the awkward nerd Lupin body. I like it. He's not as much of a cocky douche. Your interest in them is piqued like mine, yes? Leave them to me. What are you planning? And then they do this. I love they do like when they like the crossover. He's got like 3 little fucking like sprites like this. He's got his like he's got the Lupin one, and then he's got the Gentleman Thief Lupin one, and then he's got the weird crossover one, and I fucking love it. I simply bid to greet the Earl and excuse myself with heirlooms in hand. This master key I have here, you see, allows me to open any door. Don't dress it up when you know as well as I do that it's theft. And what will you do if someone discovers you have such keys? Throw it away. That would not suit my arrangements, so I am reluctant. And I plan to steal nothing. Or rather, I plan to return them to their rightful owner. That's the same thing. Why? That silverware belongs to you. It was something your parents left you. Are you telling me that despite having the ear of the world's most capable gentleman thief, that he still cannot be of service to you? I understand your intent, but I wish to recover it through honest methods. Good luck with that. The Earl is a renowned collector of silverware. I'll either turn you away at the door or ask an obscene price for them. Then I'll have to try and negotiate with him. Besides, I don't want to see you in a cell. I never want to be separated from you again. He was quiet for a time before sighing softly. I love this. I love him. I love the fact that we get our awkward nerd and we get to marry our awkward nerd and everyone's like, this is really weird. And you're like, shh. Just shh. You just put your hand over their mouths. Shh. Just be quiet. Just let me have nice things. You've convinced me. If that's what you want, then I'll do as you wish. I can't say I'm happy to know you'll be off meeting another man, but you'll have to excuse the thought, as the heart is always unreasonable. Thank you. I was satisfied as I was relieved until he leaned closer. This one! This is it! Look at his fucking face! This one's in the beginning and I'm like, where is this one? Yes! Honey. Awkward Lupin is getting sexy. Closer. Closer. So close that our foreheads may have touched. His eyes, a regal hue beneath thick lashes, won my focus completely. And this is when someone walks out and there's a kiss happening and they're like, oh. And dear Spacey, would you humor me with a small request? Well, what sort of request? If I cannot steal your treasure, would you permit me to steal a kiss instead? Right here. Here? But what if someone were to see? Then you just tell them you're in love with fucking Lupin. Never mind them. Please. I should like you to make yourself clear to me before I misunderstand. I want you to tell me that you love me. To my lips. This little bit of douchebaggery I'm okay with. Perfect. He just stole one. Words were no longer necessary. They meant nothing to the calm, quiet rhythm of his breath. He was greedy, as one would describe a gentleman thief, and stole my lips with zeal. He's a gentleman thief. It's acceptable. They were handsomely plump. A joy to nibble. And he would make it more so, kissing me with a feverish urge that grew more tempestuous on both his part and mine. You're very warm. Your heart is pounding, too. That is your fault. So it is. Will you forgive me again for being so greedy? I can't. You always play such dirty tricks with me. I dug my fingers into his uniform and resumed with another kiss. The school's bell rang, but in our passion did we pay it no mind. Someone's gonna see us. I'm okay with this. The next day, I went to visit Earl Bryce at his mansion in the Westbourne area of London, northwest of Hyde Park. I just want everyone to see us kissing Nerd Lupin so we can... Oh my god, this is the Phantom Hive Manor, bitches. I was... It's not the same, but like... It's very reminiscent. Oh, there's something about it that just gives me that feel. All the manors are built the same in London. It was a fine mansion built on a vast plot of land, a flaunting of wealth from its gates and beyond. I could see how Pendleton had his share of troubles here, and I fully expected to have the same. It's not the same dude, okay. Welcome, Miss Whitley. It's an honor to finally meet you. Much to my surprise, Earl Bryce and his servants welcomed me. And thank you for taking the time to meet with me. I wasn't expecting it to happen quite so quickly. He opened the door, which gave a loud creak, and stepped aside for me to enter first. Bird! Shrieking is not acceptable. Please don't mind the noise. This mansion is an aged one, and the doors aren't as fitted as they used to be. The floorboards creaked a bit as well, so do keep that in mind. Maybe instead of buying my fucking silverware, you should fix your fucking house. Give me my fucking spoons! You know what I love, though? Lupin was going to steal the spoons back, and stealing spoons is pretty funny. Not that I should admit to stealing spoons. So a long time ago, side note, story about stealing spoons. A long ass time ago, before I got married and divorced, obviously, he was my boyfriend at the time. We all went out to dinner, and I can't remember like why, but we went to this one restaurant, like whatever, in the town, a couple towns over from where my parents lived, in the middle of fucking nowhere, Massachusetts, right? And I remember we were in my mom's car. It was like an SUV at the time, and my parents were in the front, and me, my sister, and my boyfriend at the time were in the back. I don't remember why we were going, but anyway. So we're in the back. We had dinner, blah, blah, blah. We're coming home, and all of a sudden, my boyfriend whips out this fucking spoon, right? And I don't know if we had been joking about stealing silverware or something. I don't even know why. He just pulls out and he's just sitting there with the spoon, holding the spoon out. And me and my sisters see it, and we just start giggling. We're all just in the back like, just like fucking giggling like we're fucking drunk or something. We might have been a little tipsy. I don't know. So we're just laughing. And parents like, whoa, what's up? And we're like, yeah, he stole a spoon. So. He put it in a planter that my parents had. So actually, I think he put it in their yard. We were going to leave, and he just puts it in the middle of their yard. So Mom's like, so there was like a spoon growing in our yard. And so they put it in a planter that they had outside for a while. And then for a while, what we did, because it must have been around Christmas, because for a while, what we did is every year, someone got the spoon. We passed the fucking spoon around every goddamn Christmas. So my mom put it in like a little stocking and wrote a little note on it, like blah, blah, blah. And then she gave it to like my sister. And then my sister gave it to my other sister. And then we just passed this fucking spoon around. So every year someone different got the spoon. And we had pictures that went with it too. Like, here's me with the spoon. Like, you know what I mean? Oh God, it was fucking hilarious. And we joked, that when we got married, our wedding invitations we were gonna steal a bunch of spoons from all over the place and just we just sent out the invitations with a random fucking spoon. To the point where a friend of mine actually knew someone that she told the story to, and he stole spoons from Mexico. To this, so great spoon heists. I actually knew someone too who would steal I think it was a friend's friend or somebody would steal when you go into like diners or like a Denny's or whatever, they have the little things on the table, like that holds all the jams and the jellies and like the salt and pepper, like those little things. And she would just steal the whole fucking thing. She stole the whole fucking thing. And then when it was empty, all the shit was done, she would bring it back to like a restaurant, like the same restaurant, like whatever, put it on the table and take the new one. Like the fuck? Like you're not just stealing you're stealing the whole thing that holds all the stuff. Like, I don't know. And I'm like, what the fuck? We stole a bunch of forks one time, too, because my uncle was kind of like, I need forks. We're out of forks in the house. So we stole a bunch of forks and FedExed them. And my aunt got it. She was like, oh, that was like a wedding thing or something. She just opens it up and it's just a bunch of fucking forks in this envelope. Like, what did you think was going to happen? Where you were like telling me my uncle was like, we need to go buy forks. We don't have enough forks. We'll steal some for you. Don't worry. Got it. This was a long time ago. Yeah. I don't know whatever happened to the spoon. Might have gotten rid of it. My mom said to have it still. I don't know what happened to it. We stopped doing it, obviously, after I got married and divorced, because it was like, well, now this is, like, not funny anymore. Like, now it's just whatever. Now we just have a sock monster that goes around to different people's houses and goes on vacation with people and goes to Jamaica with my sister and my brother-in-law and all that shit, so, yeah. He's more Reginald is so much more entertaining, because he's a fucking drunkard. Goddamn alcoholic fucking sock. Anyway, that was my fun spoon story, so... Now that I admit I'm a spoon thief, I just find it funny that Lupin was going to steal her spoons. It's like, no, do it! It's funny. I don't steal spoons anymore. Okay, I buy them from Target. I have 1 million spoons. I don't need to steal spoons. You'd think I'd steal spoons with the amount I had, but anyway. Probably should not have admitted that on video anywhere, but... Who knows? It could be a lie. Maybe I didn't actually steal spoons. Maybe I'm just really good at making shit up. Anyway. You have a very passionate butler, by the by, and I'd assume you're here for the same reason as he. The silverware, yes? Don't make me steal it. Don't make me make my boyfriend steal it. That's it, yes. But if you knew that, then why are you inviting me into your home? You refused my butler on numerous occasions. You're the head of House Whitley, are you not? I wanted you to be the one to see them. There was a time when I made my many purchases on the advice of my butlers, but it's not they whose judgment I seek. Rather, it's that of my peers. I'm sure you understand. Of course. Then you're willing to show me the silverware you won at the auction? Certainly. I'll have one of my servants bring them here right away. How curious. This is going much better than I expected. In the midst of my puzzling, one of the servants presented a cutlery case. I counted within it 12 silver spoons, and to my amazement, they each were brazened with the Whitley coat of arms at their handles. It's really them. I recognize their shape and every scratch. It's all as I remember down to the coat of arms. Would these be the ones you were looking for? Absolutely. They're the exact ones from our mansion. I've heard that your mother and father passed in a most unfortunate accident. Perhaps our meeting was fated. He goes, that makes them worth even more. Ha 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 ha. I just put them in a box somewhere. You heard rightly, though it was when I was a girl, and fated or no, you're their current rightful owner. I don't know if I have the heart to trouble you for them. If only I could return them to you without compensation, but you see how run down this mansion is. I am, however, willing to part with them for compensation relative to how much I bid. 50 at the very least will do. I mean, okay, look, that's fair. I will... It's fair. I can understand, but I'm not going to just give them to you without compensation. Fair. You paid for them and you bought them. I paid $100 for them. I'll sell them to you for $100. I want to get my money back. Not like, well, I bought them for $100, but I'm going to sell them to you for $40 million. Okay, that's a douche move. But if you would sell them to me for 50 pounds, I'm thinking he's talking about 50,000. I was at a loss. 50 pounds was no small amount. Oh, okay. We're going back in the day. I'm like, it's no small amount. I'm like, what? Yeah, it is. No, okay, right. Back in the day, that was way more money than, okay. We'll just, yeah, okay. Comparable to the yearly wage of a private tutor. Oh my God. Makes me so sad. I only make $50 a year. Holy shit. Some people make that an hour. Not me. I don't think I make that. No, I don't make nearly that much an hour. No. Even if the man was a collector of silverware, and even if these spoons were a priceless artifact for my family, even if they were at the end of the day mere spoons, why bid so much? Your lordship, I stood from my seat to get a closer glimpse of him, to observe his manner in hopes of unveiling his intentions. But before I could see too closely, we were interrupted by his servant entering the room. Your lordship, a moment if you please. All right. Excuse me, but I must step out for a brief moment. By all means, take them out of the case and touch them. You can tell me what you've decided when I return. There is, of course, room for negotiation in the price I've given you. He retired from the room. As he did, I heard the distinct clicking at the handle of the door. Was it locked? Or was this door poorly fitted also? Did he just kidnap my ass? That's why he wouldn't tell me. He's like, ha 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 ha. You're going to ransom me off? A terrible impression was left upon me, and to quell it, I approached the door and turned the handle. It was indeed locked. Maybe he's just trying... Okay. Maybe he's just trying to stop you from grabbing the spoons and running. That's all I'm saying. Not that he doesn't know where you'd find you, but you'd be like, my possession. Maybe you gave them to me. You gave them to me! I did no such thing. Do you have proof of that? No. I'm just saying. Something smacked the back of my head, turning my surroundings white. Took only a second before I'd lost consciousness. Now, I mean, this is clear indicator that he was not just locking you in the room to prevent you from stealing your spoons back. Which is obviously what... I mean, I was playing devil's advocate for a second there, but we knew that wasn't the case. I'm just saying. Could have been. You never know. 3 days later, Spacey Whitley had yet to return from Earl Bryce's mansion. Seriously? Pendleton! The fuck is wrong with you, man? Pendleton, I love you so fucking hard, but you're seriously disappointing me with all the times you have failed me in this one. It's been a week. I'm sure she's fine. Pendleton, I can't go for 5 fucking minutes. Like, oh my god, where are you? Oh my god, I was down the hall. What the fuck? I haven't seen you in 5 minutes. Chill out, Pendleton. I was literally fucking in the bathroom. I got distracted by this article in this magazine, okay? Like, shit. Like, look, I had a massive shit I needed to take, Pendleton, okay? I just wanted 5 minutes in the bathroom by myself. Fuck off, buddy. Like, seriously? But, like, 3 fucking days. I went to Earl Bryce's manor, and I didn't come home that night. You should have been like, where the fuck is she? Busting down doors, Pendleton. How do you not notice that I'm missing for 3 fucking days? How? Pendleton! She left no notice of when to expect her return, and without any news of her well-being, the servants were in a grim mood that was inclined to worsen with each new unfortunate imagining that dawned upon them. Yeah, again, she went to Lord Bryce's manor. I didn't say when I was going to be back, but I'm pretty fucking sure I didn't say I was going to stay there for 3 days, and you shouldn't have, even if I was like, Pendleton, I'm going to go to Earl Bryce's place, and I'm probably going to just spend the weekend there. He'd be like, the fuck you are! Something must have happened at that mansion. Oh, if she's been hurt or worse. Again, you should have had this. You should have fucking had this when I didn't come home that fucking night. 3 fucking days. We're on a fucking boat halfway to fucking China now. Where were we going when we went into KG's right? Where are we going? Were we going to China? I think we're halfway to China. Jesus Christ. Pendleton. Ah, Pendleton, the fail is strong with you. Led this one anyway. Stay calm, Alicia. No good can come of the other servants seeing you lose your composure. Meanwhile, he's trying to get me down. I just read that once. Just needed to do it. He reprimanded Alicia with a curt tongue, but Pendleton did so with a grave expression that matched her sentiments, as well as the dark blotchiness from lack of sleep beneath their eyes. No matter the number of times he contacted the Earl's mansion, they insisted nothing more than she already left. Her carriage and the coachman were missing as well. That mansion is suspicious, but we lack any sort of evidence to prove it. I just hope we can find something. What is he trying to do? Milk me for money? Like, you can't do that unless you ransom me. Their attention was turned to a gust of wind from the window. Its strength was that to send the curtains flapping wildly before they settled, as if no such gust had occurred. It's Lupin. Pendleton, did you see something? No, nothing. I'd wondered if it was a bird fond of Lady Whitley coming to visit, but it must have been my imagination. I grit my teeth. The pain was beyond me. Every attempt I made to escape this dim room underground was a failed one. Servants would enter with food in hand, and I, seeing a possible opening, would burst into a sprint, only to be hurled painfully against the floor. Bah! You don't know when to stop, do you? Behave! Why are you keeping me here? Silence! We have no desire to keep you. You're to remain until we can hand you over. Now, this whole affair is on Earl Bryce's orders, isn't it? Was this all his trap to lure me in? You don't need to know anything. Answer my question! Did you use that silverware as a trap? Yeah, I told you to be silent. Gah! How dare you slap me? The sting upon my left cheek spread into a numbing tingle across my face, and this is why. What is the lesson that we learned from this, ladies? If your gentleman thief boyfriend offers to steal your silverware back, what is it? Bitch, let him do it. Be like, okay. You know what? You better do that. You better go do that, because otherwise I'm probably going to get kidnapped and slapped. So you go do that. I'm just saying. This is what it's teaching you. Never try to do anything for yourself. Always rely on your gentleman thief boyfriend. Footsteps. A new beam of light from the entrance. Earl Bryce was next to enter the room, his features stiff and wicked. Earl Bryce, how could you do this? Have you seen the state of this place? She's a lively girl, isn't she? You may wear her down. Yes, sir. Oh, this sounds really rapey. His servants, cane in hand, set about me without mercy. You were never going to negotiate anything with me, were you? That's enough. Another cane to the back, and another. This one hurt enough to stop my breathing, but I did not scream. I didn't want to give him the satisfaction. I'm so cringing right now. Like, I literally have my fucking hoodie almost pulled up over my mouth. Like, I'm, like, clenching it. Like, ah! I've got my neck all turtled. Ah! We're getting beaten. I don't like this. You there. Lock the door. Lock it twice over if you're able. Just keep her in here. I don't know if that was the voice I gave him before, but whatever. They sent me further into the cell with all the carelessness of one handling luggage. There was no chance for me to break my fall. I hit the floor hard and my breathing was stolen again, but I still made no sound. I waited and soon the door was closed and blackness my only blanket. I need to find a way to alert someone outside, but they should already know you're missing. And again, you shouldn't have to have subjected yourself to this for 3 fucking days. It's so dark. I'm shivering. I feel so exhausted. The floor was cold, and this cold seemed to invade me with a slimy sensation that made my body violently weak. My very veins throbbed from this vile cold. The pain was so intense that I grew numb of it, and the sound of solitude was unbearably oppressive. Lupin to the rescue, because Pendleton is failing you. Good luck with that. That Earl is a renowned collector of silverware. He'll either turn you away at the door or ask an obscene price for them. Why? That silverware belongs to you. It was something your parents left you. Are you telling me that despite having the ear of the world's most capable gentleman thief, that he still cannot be of service to you? Should I have accepted his offer then? Yes. No, it wouldn't have been right. Yes, it would. Really? It wouldn't have been right to steal the silverware from a man who kidnapped me and is beating me in a basement. Bitch, it was fine. You just thought it was wrong at the time, but now you're like, well, hindsight. I should have been more careful. Looked into the Earl before visiting and found an honest method to recover them. Or shown up fucking with your butler. If they take me somewhere far away from Lupin, will he still come after me? Try to find me? Can he? Yeah, he's not stupid. He knows where you are. I'm right here. I want to see you again. Save me, Lupin. What a futile thing to wish under the crushing weight of a silent room. No, it's not. Earl Bryce's mansion was hidden within a thick fog that evening. Earl Count Bryce. His family has been on the decline, but his extravagant spending habits have not, and his investment in recent business venture failed spectacularly. To offset his mountains of debt, he's involved himself rather privately in the buying and selling of stolen goods. Even his servants have the air of murderers, and those dogs he has everywhere must mean he is something worth guarding. He did, in fact, possess several dogs. They could not be seen, but they growled and barked with a dark menace that would turn away most would-be intruders. Forgive me again, Spacey, but I'm no longer convinced I can do things your way. Tonight, I'll have to steal the most valuable treasure there is. You. It's okay. This time it's acceptable. Your thieving is fine if it's to rescue me. He kicked off... I'm fine with him thieving on that. Like, look, don't tell me what you do. He kicked off the surface upon which he rested and landed within the mansion's ground without an issue, as did another. Daddy? Oh. This is no servant, but they have that same terrifying air about them. Instinctively, Lupin brandished his cards and slinked toward the individual. The first step, the second, the third, before their face became known to him. Is it Pendleton? Wait. servant. They have the same terrifying air about them. Wait, it's Pendleton, isn't it? I just love it. Pendleton is terrifying. Right, Pendleton is fucking terrifying. But, like, look at how precious Pendleton is. I suspected it was you. Well, this is weird, because Pendleton and Lupin kind of almost have the same voice right now, but, well, I did not suspect you. A curious place to prepare tea, would you not agree? Neither were in the mood for pleasantries. Pendleton had his pistol pointed at Lupin's forehead, whilst Lupin, unfearing, had his own weapons caressing the butler's neck. This is a fan fiction I didn't know I needed. I'm merely here on business, so I beg your pardon. I have no tea to serve you. Oh, that's quite all right. No butler of your caliber would waltz about with a prepared cup beneath their coat, for they wouldn't dream of serving tea that's gone cold. I'm pleased you understand. There'll be plenty of time to enjoy a steaming cup after Lady Whitley is back in the comfort of her home. For now, may I assume we're on similar business? I swear to God, it's like they're the same person right now, and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for this. In this moment, a truce for the sake of a common goal was made. Pendleton is really gonna hate it when we bring other Lupin, like Nerd Lupin home, and we're like, we're gonna marry him. And he's like, great. And then he's like, but the other Lupin, and you're like, oh, yeah, they're the same person, but just pretend you don't know he's a gentleman thief. And Pendleton's gonna be like, but he'll like forget when Nerd Lupin's around tripping over things, and he'll be like, oh, are you okay, Lupin? That was fake, you son of a bitch! And it's gonna be like the greatest, oh my God, I need this anime. I need this. I need to see the antagonism that's going to go on. Oh, Lupin, like, purposely being awkward and weird within his glasses self so that Pendleton is like, oh, are you? You son of a bitch! Like, making Pendleton fetch things for him when other people are around because he's like, you can't tell them that I'm the gentleman thief. And he's like, ugh! Pendleton doing things like accidentally tripping Lupin so he falls down the stairs. Oh, did you hurt yourself? He's always falling down the stairs. Pendleton, I think that's abuse. Like, so wrong and so funny. Pendleton, oh God. Anyway, what's happening? What's this commotion? A disturbance had erupted Earl Bryce's otherwise peaceful evening, and this would not do. He stormed through the mansion, voice raised for all to hear in a livid huff. I'm sorry, I'm getting dramatic. It was not just the disruption of peace. Spacey Whitley was a pawn, a key, to reversing the debt-ridden state of House Bryce. He needed only to hand her to the organization upon capture, but even this simple step required a delicateness that left him paranoid of every minor dilemma. In the distance, he heard the sound of cries and gunfire. He gripped the small key in his hand more tightly with every new sound. Your Lordship! 2 intruders are presently inside the mansion. One of them is acting as a decoy to gain her attention. And the other, it appears, has come to rescue the girl. By the time I hurried down to see her, she was already gone. Here it is. This is a card I found in the hallway. Curses! Gentleman thief Lupin is behind this! But he sent no notice! What can he want? I'm ordering you to walk ahead of me. We're to descend the stairs to inspect... No, there's no need for that. For you see... I must insist our reunion consist of just her and me, Earl Bryce. So you're Lupin, are you? You loathsome wretch! The key be damned. The Earl removed a gun from his coat and aimed to fire without pause. I love these. I fucking love these. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. Aha! Aha! Sorry, a little more gusto. The gun was knocked from him before he could fire. Lupin, wholly the better combatant, pointed his card so that his victim could feel its sharpness against his skin. Spare my life and I'll give you the key. Keep it. I'd be willing to bet it's a false key anyway. And the locks in the mansion are so easy to pick that I can have them open in seconds. Which gives me a spectacular idea. What would you say if I tried something with a bit more glamour? I could blow the door to smithereens, surrounding walls and all. The only catch is that the yard would come. And neither of us would want that, would we? No, please don't do that! All right. I'm a reasonable man. Oh, all right. I'm a reasonable man, so I present you with a choice. I can be quick with your death, or I can slice the carotid artery of the fat neck open and spray blood all over your precious mansion, whilst you still breathe for a few minutes more. Choose. Oh, Lupin. Turning into Jack here. Gentleman thief Lupin, I thought you stole art, but you wish to take my life as well. I would never wish for something so hideous. My anger stems from your defilement of one of Spacey's beautiful memories. How dare you use one of her family's treasures against her? Earl Bryce was at last assaulted not by one of Lupin's cards, but by his tightly clenched fist. I want nothing in this mansion other than her. Even dirt is more glitter than your despicable life. Lupin turned away to see he had a single spectator. So, how long have you been there? Pendleton. Around when you pointed your card at his neck, I suppose. I have to agree. This mansion's art is particularly disagreeable. You stood there and watched the entire scene unfold with a smile. Some butler you are. Why, thank you! It's like trying to insult a Pendleton. It's like, I know, right? I'm great. Oh, I love Pendleton. Why, thank you. And now I have something to discuss with our fair Earl at this time. So if it pleases you, I'll leave Lady Whitley's rescue to you. I would have done so even if you didn't want me to. Lupin departed from the room. I like how he makes a whoosh noise as he leaves. When thieves want something hidden, they unconsciously leave them close by. To steal from others makes one much more wary of what can be stolen from them. The butler approached the Earl, now on the ground and unmoving after being struck by Lupin. He kneeled and reached out toward his chest. I shall be taking this contract you signed with spellbound Earl Bryce. Pendleton retrieved the document from an inner pocket and stealthily placed it in his own. What was that? I thought I heard something. It had come from without. Though it was dark, my eyes had grown used, and so I looked to the door and waited. A small click and the jostle of a turn signaled it was now unlocked. At last, I found you. Ah! Lupin, what are you doing here? Is it not obvious? I've come to escort you. You've been a naughty girl again, haven't you? His appearance and my state were such that I could not understand it, but he was here. He stepped forwards to hold me, and in the seconds he first did so, that horrible cold that possessed me was thwarted. Thank you. But how did you get in here? My master key is ever the loyal companion. Oh, that! You never threw it away, then? Of course not. One can never be too prepared. Holmes, too, carries a number of things that would cause the law to turn up its nose in disgust. That's different. But I suppose I owe it to that key that I can now escape. I sighed and every muscle in my body relaxed. Like, seriously? She's like, no, I should have... Girl, you were wrong. You should have let Lupin steal the fucking spoons back. And don't get mad at him about the key. It's what saved your ass. Shh. This is why we can't have nice things. This is why we can't have nice boys. At last, the tension was gone. So, my belle princess, will you allow me to steal you away? Probably say that all sorts of wrong. Lupin said this to me in a sweet whisper with a docility. Docility. I don't know if that's actually a word. I mean, I'm sure it's a word if they put it in here, but it just doesn't sound one. Anyway, they made sense of the awful situation without asking. He made me feel so safe that were I to cry then, I could do it knowing he was there to hold me. Will you return me to my rightful owner? And the castle must be in an uproar because of your disappearance. But you must know, the true owner of your heart is me. Yeah, but Pendleton owns my life. Lupin led me out of the mansion with care. The clear night air, which I had not breathed for too long, was ambrosia to my lungs. I'm certain your brother will take care of the rest from here. Pendleton? Was he here? We met one another at the entrance, yes. Your carriage's coachman sent him a message, something to that effect. I see. I'm sure this all could have been avoided if not for my actions. Not at all. The Earl would be the one to blame. Do you honestly believe someone capable of such underhanded tactics doesn't possess any other skeletons in his closet? The truth was clear the moment I stepped into that mansion. It's a hive of stolen goods, and that auction was his way of laundering them all. How awful. The only thing on my mind when I stepped inside was my silverware. And what a lack of class. At least I make a dirty deed look tasteful. Oh my, I never thought you would admit it. When I looked up, I was at a loss. I never knew he could wear such an expression of sorrow. I'm just I'm so happy you're safe, Spacey. I truly am. Lupin drew me in to take my breath away, as he so often had in the past. I felt his arms along my waist, hooked at my back to keep me close. I missed his touch. So sensitive I was to it now that I was overcome with emotion. He gave me a light kiss before speaking again, his attention only on me. I know my job includes returning the rescued princess to her castle, and yet I have no desire to leave you. Would you care to stay with me a while longer? I have literally been beaten to a pulp. That's fine, but can we please go someplace where I can lay down? Because I'm fucking physically injured. She's been beaten! This is not the time for a romantic rendezvous, unless your romantic rendezvous is holding me while I just lay in bed in pain. How could he ask me when he knew the answer? I didn't want to look away for even a moment, and so unblinkingly, awkwardly, I gave the smallest nod of my head. You know what would be funnier, though, is if there was, like, you know, awkward Lupin comes to her house and hangs out with her, and Pendleton's like, oh, she's with the awkward nerd. This is, oh dear, honey, oh. And then Lupin comes and rescues her, gentleman thief, and he's like, wait a minute. Sweetie, what's going on? You got 2 boyfriends? This is girl. You're gonna have to simmer it down. We're gonna have to get you a chastity belt. The fuck? And she's like, they're the same person. And he's like, wait, what? And then the fun antics ensue that I spoke of earlier. That'd be great. I'm going to whisk you off elsewhere in an instant. Close your eyes and trust in me to be your guide. All right? Like this? Literally, she was beaten with a cane. She's bleeding and bruised. The wind was gentle that night. As I leaned against him, his scent continued to ease me in a way nothing else surely could. I didn't recall closing my eyes, nor did I recall time passing before I next opened them. Well, we're here, my princess. Where is here? What happened? We were outside, and then quite suddenly to me, we were wherever here happened to be. Where are we? Oh! Oh! We're at a suite in one of the finest hotels in London. And this is one of my many hideouts, as it happens. How do you keep a suite in a hotel? Shit. The room was illuminated by candles, giving its walls an affectionate red hue. It took only moments to observe its extravagant furnishings. Portraits, a canopied bed, and a cozy chair on which I was sitting. He took me to a hotel. Girl. He's trying to get you more naked than you were in the cave, if that's possible. Lupin stood next to me with a glass in hand. There was more. A table lined with roast chicken, mashed potatoes, fish pie, berry tarts, and whatever else I could have very much been in the mood for upon waking. So did you pass out? Did he drug you? And fish pie? That sounds horrifying. Where on earth did this food come from? And how are we here? Weren't we only just outside? Lupin chuckled before taking my hand to interlock our fingers. You see, I used magic. A magnificent spell that allows us to be alone together. What? Don't be silly. Magic isn't... I don't believe in magic. I think you should, because Pendleton is pretty magic, and Lupin has been kind of magical, so... Oh, we're alone now, aren't we? Well, we are, but that can't mean you can use magic, surely. No, and there must be some trick to it. Shh. He's magic. You won't even have the heart to eat till you've solved this mystery, won't you, Your Highness? And then I shall reveal my secret. The secret being, and no secret at all. You retired after your terrible ordeal. From there, you found enough security in my arms to bid yourself a deep, restful sleep. I placed you in this chair delicately upon our arrival, so as not to wake you, and there you remained. That is all. Oh, really? I hadn't noticed I was so tired. You must have been. You were out the moment you closed your eyes. So, are you ready to eat now? I delight in feeding you myself if you prefer. Jeez, I'm quite comfortable feeding myself, thank you. I'll start with this here. Days of no proper meal reminded me anew how good food could taste. I miss this. How wonderful food on an empty stomach was. And she gorges, and then she's like sick, and he's like, I was hoping we could like have some like, you know, woohoo. And she's like, no, dude, I'm so full, I'm gonna puke. Yet I came to my senses quickly when I noticed Lupin hadn't taken a single bite. He simply watched me, a contented expression crossing his face. Aren't you going to eat anything? When it's more fun to watch you, I wouldn't miss that. But it's rather difficult to relax when you stare at me so. Why? Come, Open your mouth and gorge yourself till your cheeks are fat with stuffing. I'd enjoy the sight. That sounds really creepy. How can you say that? I won't eat another bite now. I know, that makes me feel really awkward and kind of gross. You blush so often, but I still swoon upon the sight every time. You're making it worse. I regained my composure shortly by means of distracting myself. The first thing that caught my attention were the numerous portraits along the walls. Rather, it was a single portrait that impressed me over the rest. One of a dignified man with a boldly clipped mustache and royal-colored eyes sharpened by a natural dominance. Lupin, do you know who that is? He's my grandfather, on my mother's side. He owns several castles deep in the mountains of France, where I'm from. And it's not just him. All of these are portraits of my family. He has castles in France. And are any of these portraits of your mother? Unfortunately, no. They set fire to her portraits when she left home. No matter how hard I've searched, I've never been able to find a single portrait of her. And I cannot steal what I cannot find, can I? Even if he spoke of it to a frivolous melody, he could not disguise the hurt that lay beneath. She was a woman of astounding beauty, so there was no end to the painters who wished to commit her to canvas, to capture such beauty in a portrait for all to see. I thought there must be a portrait of her left somewhere. There was a time when I obsessed over finding one, but that time has long since passed. I was an idiot back then, truly. Finding a portrait was never going to bring her back to me. No, but it would be still nice to have a picture of someone that you loved that you can never see again, you know? I mean, it was ever melodious, the soft laugh of his, before he turned his back to me. I'm a gentleman thief. I chase what I want. And yet there's oftentimes a paralyzing fear that the chase will come to nothing. But this chase continues against my fears, for I'm greedy, and I'm a liar. Lupin! I threw my arms around him from his back. Lupin did not expect this. There was an instinctive resistance that came from being surprised, but it only made me hold him tighter. My forehead rested between the blades of his back. Though I was ready to speak, I wish I could have said my part knowing his face. I'm so grateful it was you who came to my rescue. It was also Pendleton! Pendleton was half of it, thanks. And I'm so sorry for worrying you. If I hadn't been so consumed with that memento... Not at all. You should take what you want more often. He placed his hand over mine. But you're much too righteous and modest to do that. And that's why I wanted to be the one to give you what you wanted. It's funny to hear a gentleman thief speak of charity. I merely believe that art has a right to choose who is to keep it. He finally turned to me. I could read in his violet eyes a desire that was all too direct for any evasion. My heart thumped from a welcome expectancy I entertained no further, and to it, which he certainly had no notice, he said nothing. Lupin? What is it? Before I could ask, I was lifted from the chair in a competing mix that was dainty as it was urgent. He turns his back on you and you throw your arms around him, but now you're back in the chair? Oh! Our destination was to be the canopied bed. Oh God, is he? I don't want to read this. You've had your hand on your back for a while, haven't you? Was it injured? Let me see. Huh? My lack of innocence proved rattling ideas and no response as he... my lack of innocence proved rattling... My lack of innocence proved rattling ideas and no response as he wished. And there's just to show my back would require... But wait, I don't under... My lack of innocence proved rattling ideas, and no response as he wished. To show my back would require unbuttoning my blouse. There is... What the fuck just happened in that sentence? Somebody had a seizure when they wrote that. It makes no sense to me. Okay. Anyway. It took little to picture the result of exposed skin where I now lay. It's all right. I swear it's just a bit numb, so I wouldn't worry about... Just let me help you. He certainly did not play the fool in this scenario, but there was, before his boyhood eagerness, a humility that placed my agreement first and foremost. It was a side of him that was perhaps the most adoring. I mean, he's already seen you naked, so it's not like seeing your back. Oh, I have to unbutton my blouse and he's going to see my back. Oh well. Sorry, I didn't mean to be so adamant as to make you wary. I just want to be sure you're all right. I don't want to learn that I could have done something after it's too late. May I? His concern was sincere. The more he waited, the more a docile manner emerged. And I understood this manner, For if I were in his position, I would have been as concerned for him as he was for me. Yes, you may. I'll tell you when it's all right um, to look, so if you could turn away for now. Of course. Lupin obeyed. My fingers were paused at my collar to make certain he would remain obedient. And he was. Though I had unbuttoned myself 1,000 times, his presence made it feel as though it were a first. I fumbled through trembling hands down the row. Stay calm now. It's only your back you're showing him. I mean, he's seen everything else. Never had the sound of clothing sliding down skin been as loud as it was this moment. My shoulders became bare and my face dyed a deeper shade of red that I never realized could be achieved. It's kind of adorably awkward that she's like, oh god, I gotta show him my nakedness. But at the same time, he's seen your whole fucking body naked, so she's like, whatever reason is there to be embarrassed? This is nothing new to him. Why in that cave? After all the time I'd taken to forget that, there it was again. The memory froze my hands in place. Spacey, here. A certain scent seemed to hang in the air when as Lupin, without looking, placed his coat over my shoulders. Use this. I'd hate for you to get cold. Thank you. The smell makes it feel as though his arms are wrapped around me. The act allowed me to finish undressing myself. It's all right to look now. It was my turn to face my back to him, and as I did so, all sensitivity concentrated to this one exposed surface. His coat became my new blouse at the front, a foreign fabric that I had to quickly adjust to feeling, lest my mind get the better of me in a period of magnificent anxiety. Also, I mean, aren't you wearing like corsets and stays and shit like that? So like, you turn around, he'd be like, you're still wearing a corset though. Just like, still, I could not. The thought of him looking at my back with a harshly observant gaze, be it from want or concern, would not leave me. I concentrated my focus to the floor in hopes of dismissing it, but the imagination is a persistent thing. He's got a little bit too much of the Watson face going on right now. The old Watson, like the new, that it's just weirding me out right now. But I'll be honest, this is one of the few times her face hasn't looked... I mean, she's still got a little bit of a derp, but it's a cuter derp. You know what I mean? Like, her eyes are fine. I am okay with these eyes. This is how you do the giant anime girl eyes that are cute and not really, 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 really scary looking. Like, this is fine. Like, this is like the first time I think I've seen her and been like, okay, aside from when she has her eyes closed. But this looks good. I wish she looked like this all the time. It's a bit red. He cradled me in a careful, precious motion to prevent my being startled, but the act was pointless beyond being gentlemanly, for the whisper of his voice next to my ear was enough to stir me. I fell and hit the ground before, and I was beaten with a cane! Did you forget that? When you were imprisoned, but you didn't fall, did you? It's all right. It's in the past. I understand what happened now. I should have punched that imbecile a few more times. He enveloped me as I leaned back into him, and to this I was rewarded with the heated rhythm of breath on skin. Are you shivering? Are you cold? Not at all. Okay, so she is still wearing... See, so she does... You can see, she does still have, like, her underclothesy kind of things on, so... It's literally like her upper back, like her shoulders. That's all she's showing. That's so adorable. She's like, oh my god, he's gonna see my shoulders. He's never seen above my wrists. He's seen her whole body, but anyway. Not at all. Really? But you're like a kitten that's been left in the rain. My mind went numb. This was pleasant. More than pleasant, really. Dear kitten, I ask that you not bite your pretty lips. I never noticed by my doing so, but he did, placing a finger at my bottom lip to stop me. That looks awkward. More anxiety. Another burst of anticipation. The mixture came to color my cheeks, puff my lips, soften my brow, colliding in a most intriguing way that I'd never felt before with anyone. But how? With such an unassuming, light touch. How? This CG is really awkward. I thought then, a prince of fairy tales could not pluck a forest flower with more care than the way he cared for me. I'm not a kitten. So you aren't. You're a woman who's slim and soft but brave. You sparkle with more shine than any gem I've ever seen. You make me want to kiss you, to show you my love and admiration. Then my nerves cried with in a valiant protest from a new warmth. It was a kiss Lupin planted at the back of my neck. A sweet, small kiss that did the damage of kisses with 10 times the passion. Surely he could say something. Surely he could see how I blushed. Surely he knew my heart was racing and that I could no longer take the suspense. Speak, Lupin! Speak! Lupin... Instead, I called his name in a voice that was as pitiful as it was hoarse. Yet he appeared to hear it, caressing my hair whilst responding, "Whenever you say my name, I'm elated beyond measure. And then I want more." Well, hello. I don't want to read this. Guys, I don't. You know I don't like reading these scenes. I want to hear you say more than my name, to listen for the inflection your voice makes as it leaves your lips. And then in a single motion did my world turn upside down. Oh! Oh! Dear Lord! Oh! Oh, good God. This is like when you didn't think Holmes was going to be on top of her on the couch and you were like, oh, that's how this happened? Oh, shit! But this, oh, dear. I expect this from him. I'm not kidding. But also, I don't want to read this. So awkward. Much awkward. Anyway, the bed creaked as he lay me against its surface. And so it was this, I below him, sinking into soft sheets, and he above me, admiring my every feature with a distinct tenderness I didn't mind. Miss Spacey, will you always love me? I... The candles remained our only source of light. No modern extravagancies, no natural glow of the moon. The walls were imbued by the intimate shade of fire, and beyond their poor reach were the shadows that made the room feel smaller. These shades played into Lupin's eyes whilst he admired me, and I, in turn, could only gaze back. The world was made of him and me, of this room and its dark weight, of the breathing I only barely realized was being held beneath his watchful eye. I mean, like, damn, girl! She kind of stacked. Like, everybody wants their boobs to look that fucking good. I'm sorry. Like, Jesus. Like, oh my God! Like, literally, like, I wish my boobs always looked that perfect. But, like, she's like, oh! This is... Well... Will you let me hear your answer? Through all this, he was insecure. I remembered all these emotions I was feeling could only be conveyed so much. My heart felt short of bursting through my chest, and the blush on my cheeks had never been more fierce than now. But he was still a coward. This moment, all moments of the past, and the moments that were to come terrified him, as that was the coward's way. But he persisted for me, played bold for me. Indeed, he spoke and acted with a vulnerable heart. I wanted to answer his bravery. I love you. You can... Oh, that's me. You can be cruel, but you're also kind. You can be a liar, but you're faithful to me. I love you, who found me, who now looks at only me. I love you with all my soul, Lupin, and I always will. Okay, her eyes are a little too big, but it's still not bad. A little bit smaller, but I'll accept her puppet Muppet. She kind of has a puppet Muppet face right now, but it's still kind of cute. Her eyes are a little too big, but more acceptable. Thank you, Spacey. And I love you. And no one else could make me feel as whole. And my heart is completely and utterly yours. Sight gave way to sensation as I closed my eyes. There was a kiss on my lips, a closeness, a rise in heat from bodies to which I confess I cannot state who was which once two were bound into... Okay, I cannot state who was which once two were bound into one. That's wordy. We kissed again, deeper and more passionately we kissed. As he drew me closer with an unrestrained wanting, I could feel his heartbeat through my chest. He could feel mine, and they soon raced together in a harmonious flutter. I don't want to read the rest of this, I know what's happening. A heavy scent hung in the air. What a wonderful scent it was. It's the smell of sex and candy. Really? This is still going? Son of a bitch. All right, I'm going to end it here. I wanted to kind of keep and do this whole entire, like, part, but they're a little bit long. And I don't know if it's another 5 minutes. It could be 10 minutes, but we will finish this in the next part, and then we will do the unrequited or the ill-fated end, and then we'll check out the CGs we got in here and that, whatever. So, anyway. I'm liking this a little bit better now that we got awkward Lupin coming back, because it's like, okay, this is exactly what I wanted. You can't have her run off with Gentleman Thief Lupin. It's not going to work. And they closed that loophole, and they were like, so like awkward Lupin, and then everyone thinks that they're in love, and meanwhile she's like, what, boning the thief? Okay, I'm okay with that. He's redeemed himself. He's not as much of a douchebag, and I've kind of forgotten the douchebaggery. Look, he slammed me up against a wall while wearing glasses. All is forgiven. We'll just write off his cocky, douchey attitude as like he was trying to push us away. So he's being a huge dick, but he's being better now, and he's still running around as awkward Lupin, and I love it so much. So okay, he's redeemed himself. This has redeemed the path. I'm okay with this now. But we'll finish this and we'll do the ill-fated ending and all that stuff in the next part. So I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.